Hi there, it's Joseph, and welcome back to the San Miguel de Allende Secrets video channels here on YouTube. And today we're going to talk about cats and cats that are touring tombs. As always, if you need more information, there are links in the descriptive box down below, including a link to Amazon.com to purchase any of the books in the San Miguel de Allende Secrets best-selling series of books. As the longest-running tour guide giving tours of the tombs, I became friendly with a resident, cross-eyed black cat I named Morticia, for obvious reasons. Year-long, upon entering the cemetery, I placed a can of tuna at the grave of my pal's father that Morticia had come to expect. One day, at the end of a tour, I left my hat behind as I escorted the guests back to the Rosewood. Since I have an exceptionally large head, and that's the only hat in Mexico I found that fits, I went running back to get it. The cemetery was closed, so I borrowed a ladder from my nearby pal, scaled the fence, and retrieved it. It was then I noticed Morticia, sashaying up the center aisle of the cemetery with 20-some cats behind her. I learned Morticia was queen of the cemetery cats, as it was the perfect spot for feral cats to spend the night, free from dogs and with an endless supply of prey. Note, you'll never see a rat in our cemetery. I never told my pal about placing tuna on her father's grave. She's not partial to cats, and a sentiment that being allergic to cats myself I can understand. Last year this time she went to paint her father's grave for Day of the Dead, and I asked later in the day how that went. She replied, "You know, that cat you're fond of, Morticia? She drove me mad, constantly hopping on my father's grave as I painted. When I pushed her off, she got pissy and started to piss around the tomb as if marking her territory. Since I wasn't about to say that I put tuna on his grave, I simply replied, 'How odd.' Morticia disappeared last Christmas season. I'm assuming she has died, since at 5 years she's outlived the average feral cat by a good 3 years. In her honor, on Day of the Dead, I'll place a can of tuna on her grave for her spirit to come, my friend's father's grave, for her spirit to come back and remove the flavor from. I'm sure that won't stop today's kitties from eating it that night." Speaking of kitty, at the cemetery recently there were 3 sisters, all under the age of 6, each with some Hello Kitty t-shirt on. I told them how my sister's name is Kitty, and they simply didn't believe me, feeling that Kitty was a name reserved for a white cartoon cat. Finally, their mother scolded them, saying, "If he says his sister's name is Kitty, it is." So to push the envelope, I told them how I call my sister, Kitty, daily, every morning, to start the day saying, "Hello, Kitty." Suffice to say, with the under a meter set in the cemetery, I killed. As always, feel free to click the subscribe button below, and you'll get notifications almost daily of the new videos that come out in the San Miguel de Allende Secrets video series.